So we're here in the church organ workshop once again at Tango Towers, and what we're doing we're going to make some microphone filters. I've never done this before, so this is going to be one of those bumble along things. So we'll have a look at what we've got on the corner of the bench available to me. So what we have here is a piece of oak which was once an office desk, and you know, things like this. It was our desk, and I've got a sister, and I remember my late parents buying her this second-hand desk for £12 in the late 1970s when she was studying and going to university and all that kind of rigmarole. And you know, this desk has moved, and it's now 2001, and last year we decided to out it, but the legs on it were oak, and so I cut them off because those oak legs are going to be part of a church organ somewhere. And what can be better for that to be incorporated in something within worship? I think that's great. But meanwhile, we're going to use it to do some punching. That's not the kind of punching you get at school for being naughty. Now, I've found a scruffy microphone here. It's a Chiser one. I'll be putting that through the dishwasher later, and the filter's probably all right. But we'll open this up and we're going to make a new filter. And that's the breath pop filter, which sits between the aperture and the microphone insert itself. So once we get inside the microphone, there are two things. I'll try and get myself in the viewfinder as well, not myself, but the product we're showing. And that is, there's a kind of foam, it's probably not rubber, it's probably polypropylene or something, and a nasty filter in this case, full of dust. And that's, what's that, a coronavirus? Is that how the coronavirus started, in a microphone? So I want to replace both of those. That's all right, but sometimes they're rotten. But this, for the demonstration, that's what we're doing. So I could wash that in the dishwasher and or the washing machine. So I have already measured that aperture. I've already measured the diameter of these. Now, we have in the organ workshop wad punchers, and I walk over to a drawer which we have a lot of wad punchers in. And we also have a compass cutter, which is that. And on it, with something like this, pretend that was the stuff we were cutting out, we'd have a nice flat board there, not a nasty warm bench, and it's a matter of setting that for your diameter and using it like a compass, and it would cut a circle. And I promise you it would if it was on a decent thing, and that would cut a circle out. So that's one way to do it, and they're relatively cheap, so that's one way to do it. But what we're doing today, we're using wad punchers. And I've actually had to order two at £19 each for this demonstration, because I've never had any this big for organs, but I'm sure they're going to come in useful. So the first one is a Kennedy 518-1597. It's 38mm, and that is what that is. That is the where we are now. One of our viewers, Andy, who's one of our trade customers as well, has sent me some acoustically transparent material, which is just the kind of stuff you use in this type of application, because obviously it needs to be acoustically transparent, and that's absolutely fantastic of him. So what we're going to do, when you're doing punching, you always do it over end grain, and then when it's all gnarled up, you can chop it off with a saw and you've got another surface. We have to do a lot of punching, you know, 61 somethings, another 61 something, so we're always punching things out with the felts and leathers which we have. And if I move the camera up, rolls of felt like on that top shelf. So we've now secured that. If you'll just excuse our phosphor bronze wire, which I'll shove somewhere else, in the vise. we've got that over there, and the rule usually is that you hit a metal tool with a metal tool. So if you've got a wooden tool, you use a wooden mallet, and so on. So this is my first ever go at doing this. Did we get anywhere? No, we didn't. Okay. Obviously it's going to need more bashing than that. To be honest, it needed more bashing than that as well. So let's try another one. Well, that'll be good enough for this demonstration. So we've got our disc, which will fit beautifully in there. So now we want to replace this. So I bought some foam rubber or polypropylene or whatever it is, and we're going to do exactly the same with this. And that's actually done very easily, and it's gone into the punch as it should do. So we've now got a disc, and I bought another punch which I put down somewhere, and that we're going to punch the centre of that out. So I'm going to try and line that up something near. Might not be perfect first go. And there we are. So we've now got a ring. And that nicely goes in there. We could have done with some thinner stuff, but that was how it is. But it'll soon compress. And then we have got our microphone insert and all the works, and that will go absolutely perfectly all back together, and we've got a nice new microphone filter in there and its foam rubber ring. So I'm going to take those back out and put them to one side, and we'll put that through the company dishwasher. We've been using the dishwasher a lot more with the COVID-19 situation. So there we have it. That's today's demonstration from the organ workshop. A filter and a rubber ring. We've got a lot of videos to do today. I've done a personal video for somebody. We've done doing this one. We're going to have a look at that Midland 78 Plus Multi, which is only an 11-month-old set, which is reluctant to transmit when cold. See whether there's anything we can do about that, because it's very disappointing with two of them. They're both the same. And I'd like to cover the Moonraker Master, which is a repair we've got, even though it's a Sunday. I've already done my church service from here via Zoom on the finished organ, which we luckily do have finished, otherwise we wouldn't be able to be doing church services from here via Zoom. So anyway, we'll see you on another video later on. Thanks for watching. Hope that's been helpful, watching me fumble my way through making my first ever microphone filter, and thanks to Andy for sending in that material. Just the job.